Welcome to, let me just adjust the camera a moment. We are live. My name's Brad. This is the Let's Get Inspired live vlog. What day are we on? We're on Saturday. It's 10:30 in the morning UK time. It's the 20th of December 2025. Almost Christmas, almost the end of the year. This is the Let's Get Inspired live vlog. This is episode 72. The title for today is Let's Quiet That Inner Critic Together. So let's quiet that inner critic together. This is a live community reflection. It's more of a chilled one today. So I'm going to begin. So good morning, everyone. This is a slow Saturday morning live. Nice and relaxed, nice and chilled. It's just coming up to Christmas. I get that a lot of you might be busy buying presents, etc., etc. But this is nothing polished, nothing dramatic. It's easy going, it's slow moving, and it's just a space to check in, just to have a little reflection. If you're inner critic, so we're talking about the inner critic today, that inner voice that we all have within ourselves. And the inner critic can play havoc in our lives sometimes. We can sabotage ourselves unconsciously sometimes. So if your inner critic has been a little bit loud lately, that voice that tells you you're behind in life. So sometimes that voice will tell you that you're behind in life, that you're not doing that well, that you need to be ahead of everybody. It's that voice that says you're not good enough. The voice that says you're not good enough, or should be doing more, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. Why is it taking you so long to even think of this or that? We all have an inner critic. I still do. It still bites me in the ass on a regular basis, if I'm honest. But it's not about defeating it, because it's not. I don't think that's always possible, just to completely defeat the inner critic, completely battle it. I don't think that's possible. Not for me anyway. It's about just softening it a little bit. So if you're always thinking that you should be doing more, you should be doing this, you should be doing that, you're not good enough, you're behind, or whatever it is, that inner critic, that little voice in your head saying this, that, the other, then if that's occurring, then you're in the right place. But there's no, like I've said, there's no fixing today. I'll go to the comments in a moment. Not much of advice giving. I'm just giving my opinions on things. Just notice, it's just being aware of what's going on in your head. Being aware of it is a big step. Acknowledging it, accepting it, and then from there you can kind of figure it all out. I think this is a lifelong thing that will occur within myself anyway. And I'll just go to the comments. Hi Dawn, how are you? Good morning. Hi, are you okay? I wasn't going to do a live today, but I thought I'm going for it. I just thought I'd turn up today. So Amelia Brown. Hi, Amelia. My name's Brad, Amelia. Hope you're okay. I'm talking about the inner critic today, amongst other things. It's also community-led, Amelia, as well. It's a chilled live that I'm doing. Dawn says hi to Amelia as well. That's lovely. One moment, sorry. Let me go. Nice name, Brad. Thanks, Amelia. Yeah, thanks. It's Brad. Well, my full name's Bradley, but most people call me Brad. That's what I've been known as most of my life. One moment, sorry. So I'll go to the comments in a second. One sec, sorry. Okay. So the inner critic isn't evil. So what is that inner critic? It's the voice in our heads, isn't it? I suppose. We all have it. It's just there. And it just pops out unconsciously. And usually it happens with me when I'm a little bit stressed out or I make a mistake and I'll go, oh shit. And I'll start berating myself in my head. Or I'll say it out loud sometimes and I'll put myself down and I'll say I'm an idiot, or I'll say, one moment, sorry, I'll go to the comments. Amelia's saying, nice name, Brad. Hello. Do you like horses? Amelia, yes, I don't know much about horses, but I do appreciate, I think they're amazing animals. I tell you who does love horses, Amelia, Dawn. Dawn loves horses. Dawn's got horses. Dawn knows a lot about horses, who's with us just now. But yeah, I do like them. Yeah, of course I do. I think they're lovely animals, very strong animals. But I don't know much about them, if I'm honest. I really don't. I just like them from afar. That's it. So that inner critic isn't evil, man. It isn't evil. It's just sometimes it's there just to protect you, I suppose. It's just there to protect. Sometimes it's like, I don't know, trying to think. That inner critic, there might be a job going, and it depends which way you look at it. And the job could be beyond your capabilities potentially. This has been a bit negative, isn't it? And it could be going, no, don't go for that job. You're not ready. And maybe that inner critic could save you from a lot of stress and problems. Or it depends which way you look at it. That job could be, actually, you should be going for that job. And that inner critic could be preventing you from going for things. So yeah, sorry, I'm losing my trace of thought. So I think a lot of us walk around believing that we're the only ones with this harsh voice in our heads. We're not. I think it's a human thing. It's a human. It's part of our consciousness. It's the one that comments on everything we do or we don't do. Do you ever look at the past and you cringe to yourself? I do it so often. I think about when I'm 43 now. I'm getting obviously a little bit older. But when I was in my 20s, I look back at what I've done and I think, oh my God, I have a cringe at what I've done. It's that inner critic kicking in. But I don't think the inner critic is evil. I really don't. It can sabotage yourself with your inner critic. I think we do. Some people do it to an extreme all their lives and never go anywhere, never do anything, become paralyzed by it. That's an extreme, isn't it? But most of the time, it's just fear. It's fear, pressure, isn't it? Or old conditioning, trying to protect us, trying to being overly cautious. I suppose the inner critic can be good sometimes. You're driving, you make a little mistake, you beat yourself up. Oh, you shouldn't have done that. When you're driving, a little mistake, but no one's harmed. That inner critic could help you. It's like, you need to be better than that. You need to work on that. That can be a good thing sometimes. Anyway, let me read the comments, guys. Dawn says, amazing. Yay, fellow horsey girl. Amelia then says, I have a chestnut cob and he's very spicy. Right. On about horses here. I've no idea what a chestnut cob is, Amelia, sorry. Dawn's saying, what kind of horses do you have? Dawn's then saying, I have a spicy chestnut cob, Welsh cob. Right. This is completely, how am I? I'm learning something new here about horses. I have no idea what that is. Amelia says, yes. My cob acts like a Welsh cob. Right. And Amelia says her cob is named Ginger. Anyone that doesn't know, they're talking about horses here, because I'm new to this, these terminologies anyway. Dawn's saying, yeah, they're trouble. Oh, I have 3 Welshies, they're great. And then Amelia says it's like orange horse with feathers at their feet. Thanks for explaining that, Amelia. That's, yeah, I can, from a layman's term, because this is like, that's speaking in layman's terms towards the average person that doesn't know about horses, and that explains that very well with the feathers. Yeah, I can picture that in my mind. Thank you for that type of horse. Yeah, thanks. I'll keep talking the best I can anyway. I'll go to the comments in a moment. So yeah, it's that it's the old conditioning. It's trying to protect us. That inner critic can be trying to protect us, trying to be cautious. It's a bit of anxiety, I suppose. And sometimes that's a good thing. So the inner critic is not evil, in my opinion. However, if it goes too far, if it's too extreme, it can really hold us back. It can really put us down. It can prevent, it's like being scared of rejection. A big thing in life, scared of rejection. So you don't go for the job. You don't ask that girl or guy out on a date because you're scared of rejection. Your inner critic's too strong. You don't go for things. That's what the inner critic can do you harm. Even though it's not evil, but it can do you harm. It can prevent you from living your best life. It can prevent you from great experiences. It can prevent you from opportunities, potentially. If the inner critic's too strong, it can cause procrastination. It can inner critic going too far, if it's all the time, it can lead you down a dark path potentially. It could make you feel like you're not good enough for anything or anyone. It could lead you to thinking that you're not loved or appreciated. That inner critic can really, that inner critic, if it's left unhinged, if it's left to go run wild in our lives, in our minds, can do a lot of bloody damage. A lot of damage if it's not managed properly. Absolutely. Let me just go to the comments again. I'll read the comments the best I can, guys. So Dawn's saying people buy Welsh cobs thinking that they're going to be calm horses that Dawn's talking about, because horses, are known for being quiet, but Welshies break all the rules. So it's kind of in a way like the temperament of dogs, isn't it? A question for you, actually, with regards to this: is it deed, not breed? So is it deed, not breed? Meaning, what do I mean by that? You could have I know more about dogs than horses, of course. You could have a dog that has got a certain temperament, but if the owner is responsible, could you not manage their temperaments a little bit by deed, if you know what I mean? Like some dogs end up biting others, they get put down. It's but sometimes, not always, of course, but sometimes it's because the owner's not looked after them well enough, is what my thinking is, or they've not brought them up well enough. The owner could be harsh to the dog, and the dog could end up biting people, for example. I'm not saying that's always the case, though. I suppose they all have different temper, and I suppose, is not every horse, question as well, do they not all have their own individual personalities? I read something years and years ago about cows, and it's not that I'm an expert on cows, but someone wrote that, I forgot what the article was, but they said that each cow had its own temperament and personality. I'm going off on trying to talk about animals today. It's different, but anyway. Brawl MMA, hi. What's up, brother? I'm good, thanks, mate. I'm just turning up today. How are you? How's life? How's your path going? Are you looking forward to Christmas? Amelia then says, if you don't understand, you can search it up on Google. Yeah, absolutely. You can do that with a lot of things. Dawn says hello to Brawl. Dawn says, where are you from, Amelia? I'm in Scotland. Amelia says, I'm in Ireland. Lovely. I've never been to Ireland. I've been to Scotland, but I've never been to Ireland. Whereabouts in Ireland, Amelia? Dawn says, oh, nice. Dawn says, there's a bit of both, Brad. Okay, right, thanks. But Welshies are often more energetic and quick. It's just got that natural energy in them. I suppose it's how they channel it. Imagine if you've got, I don't know, I'm thinking, imagine if you've got an animal and it's got loads of energy and you never bring it out, you leave it in the house all day. Let's say, I'm going to go with a dog, for example. The dog's energetic as hell. It's Jack Russell, for instance. It's got loads of energy. It needs to be out a bit. It needs to be doing stuff. Or a sheepdog would be a great example. They've got loads of energy and they're very intelligent dogs, sheepdogs. They might be called something else, but that's what I know them as. And if you don't channel their energy properly, if you left them in the house all the time, you never walk them enough, they've got all this energy, they're going to maybe play up and start using that energy in a negative way, potentially, because they need to be doing stuff, is my thoughts on that. Selena Clark saying England. Oh, is that where you're from, Selena? Hi, anyway, my name's Brad, by the way. Hope you're okay. Dawn saying, yeah, they absolutely all have different personalities. I thought so. They're sentinel beings, aren't they, in a way? I do believe that. Just as dogs do, etc., etc. Yeah. Most people don't really look into that too deeply because most people won't live on a farm. Most people won't be around animals. The majority of the population won't be, so they won't have that experience. Not that I'm the expert with these things, but I'm aware of certain aspects of it, let's say. Dawn says hello to Selena. Antonio. Hi, Antonio. How are you? Love your white bald. Okay, I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you. Amelia saying, forgive me. Saying cushion doll. I have no idea. Sorry, Amelia. I'm really, really sorry. Forgive me. I'm I have no idea where that is. Cushendall. Whereabouts in Ireland is that? Is a point of reference? Is it a rural? Can't even speak properly. A rural area? Is it lots of? Is it a rural area? Is the question, Amelia? I'm assuming here. Forgive my geography. I don't know where that is. Dawn saying border collie. Border collie. Yeah, thank you for correcting me. Border collies is usually what sheepdogs are. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I knew I didn't know them. I forgot the name. I just knew them as a sheepdog. So Amelia saying near Ballymena. Okay, thank you for that, Amelia. I get it. I got a rough. Yeah, I get it. Thank you. Cheers. Thanks for that. I've got a rough idea, the proximity to where you're living. Thank you. So I'm going to carry on with my content the best I can. So it can be exhausting living under constant self-judgment. It really can. I'm on about the bloody inner critic that we all can have, that constant self-judgment. I've done it. I've had it all my life. It's got me to where I am. It got me away from my bad habits in my 20s. I've got an inner critic that I've utilised the best I can. I used to beat myself up for drinking and taking drugs at the weekend when I was in my 20s. This is a long time ago. And it did help me. My inner critic actually helped me in a way. I used it it wasn't the healthiest way, but it helped me get away from what I was doing. I beat myself up when I don't get things right. And then I use that energy to give myself a kick up the arse, basically. If I don't turn up on time, if I don't do this and I don't do that, maybe I could do that in a bit of a softer way sometimes, but it really has got me to where I am in a lot of ways. I'm not saying that's the perfect way to do it, but that's how it's worked for me. It's getting the right balance with the self-compassion and inner critic, in my opinion. That's what works for me. I don't know about everybody else. But if your self-judgment's too much, it can be exhausting. And I think if you have a really low opinion of yourself, you've got a really strong inner critic, you beat yourself up all the time, you could potentially attract negative things into your life if it goes unchecked and unhinged, in my opinion. But today, it's just about noticing it, becoming aware of it, becoming aware of my inner critic. I did this. I said this to myself the other day. That's self-awareness. That's self-awareness. But I'm not arguing with my inner critic. I'm not trying to fight it. I'm not going to try to get angry at it because I think that could make it worse potentially. And it's not about silencing it. It's just about becoming aware of it, basically. So I'm going to just I'll go to the comments in a moment, guys. So I'll ask a question. What is your inner critic saying to you now? One moment. Sorry, I'm just going quiet for a moment. There we go. So what is your inner critic saying to you now? I'm going to go to the comments in a moment. I'll read through them. Dawn says, I've just realised my knowledge of Irish geography is terrible. Yeah. I suppose it helps when you're from there or you've been there before. Amelia says, I don't think so. Do you know where leprechauns are? No idea where leprechauns. I've never seen a leprechaun in real life, I'm afraid. Going with a joke there. Jonah, hi Jonah. How are you? My name's Brad. This is the Inspirational Ambivert channel. Thank you for anyone that's liked and subscribed, by the way. I really appreciate you all. Just sending out some appreciation there. Thank you. Hope you're okay, Jonah. This is like a community-led live, really, in a way. It's a chilled one, Jonah, and to anyone else that's watching. I'm talking about the inner critic, becoming aware of it, but it's more of a light, chilled live that I'm doing. Don't say my inner critic is constantly making me feel bad for not getting everything done. Yep, I know that very, very, very well. And a little bit that's good in my opinion, but too much, it's not. It's I think something I've battled with all my life, if I'm honest. I've got a lot better, believe it or not, but I've still not solved. I don't think I've completely solved that problem, if I'm honest, in myself. That's probably one of the reasons why I'm talking about it today as well. It's all about, I don't know. Sometimes it's consistency, isn't it? Some things are so simple. Some things are the simplest things ever, but you have to keep reminding yourself about them throughout your life. Managing it the best you can. But I get what you're saying, Dawn. I can resonate with what you're saying. Absolutely. Jonathan saying, where are you from in England, sir? I'm from Chorley. Well, I'm actually from a town called, John, I'm from a town called Darwin. Darwin is near Blackburn, if you've heard of those places, if you've heard of Blackburn Rovers football team. I'm not far from Manchester, which is northwest England, basically. Where are you from, Jonah, is the question as well. But I actually live in Chorley now. I live in Buckshaw Village, Chorley. Yeah. Northwest England. Dawn says hello to Jonah. Jonah says hello back. Amelia said, we love you live. Thanks, Amelia. I appreciate that. That's very kind of you to say. Amelia saying, do you draw? Amelia, I'm really, really sorry. No, I don't. Oh, I'm the worst drawer in the world, Amelia. I'm really, really bad at it. I work as, sorry if everyone's heard this before, but I work as a scrub nurse. I work in the hospital. I'm a band 5 scrub nurse, basically, at the moment. I work in operational theatres. I help surgeons with instruments, etc., to complete knee replacements, hip replacements, etc., that kind of thing. But drawing, I am absolutely terrible at. I've got to be honest. I'm so bad at it, Amelia. I wish I was good, and I really do appreciate others. Do you draw? Is the question. Do you draw or paint? I'm a little bit jealous of people that can. I really am, but I'm just not very good at it. But I do appreciate the art and skill that goes into it. Creep. Okay, hello, Creep. How are you? You're saying, want to do a real fight? I've used to do that years ago. I used to box years ago. Yeah, I used to do Kung Fu as well years ago when I was younger. I don't like fighting though, if I'm honest. I don't like it. Real fights, I don't think it's a good thing. Sometimes I suppose it's needed in life in some situations. Why do you want to fight is the question. Want to do a real fight? Why do you want to fight me? What, on here? I don't think we can do it in this way. You should never underestimate anybody either. You have no idea. There's a lot of, with regards to fighting, there's so many things that can go wrong. There's so many fucking bad outcomes. You might win the fight, but you're going to jail. You might actually kill somebody, potentially. You might get into a fight with someone, you underestimate them and they absolutely beat you up. You might get into a fight with someone who you can actually beat up, but then they've got loads of friends. You might go into a fight with someone who's got a knife. There's so many bad outcomes that come from a fight. It can absolutely ruin your life. I suppose if you're cornered, then you've got to, which is not, I suppose it's good to keep yourself fit and strong and fighting fit, which I try to. However, I'll avoid a fight. If I can, I'll avoid the fight. Do you know what? I'll walk away from it. I will if I can, because I've got too much to lose. I've got too much to lose. That's my opinion on fighting. I've seen some fights. I've been around people that fight. I've been around some bad situations. I've been in fights myself before in the past, and it's not fun. It's not good, in my opinion. I prefer peace and love and respect rather than anger and fighting. It's shit. But I get that. I understand, though, also it's a part of life, and you do need to protect yourself sometimes. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent there with fighting. But my channel's not about fighting, really. I suppose it's fighting the demons within yourself, fighting mindfully against toxic people. You know what I mean? A lot of it's fighting the battle against yourself. That's the hardest fight there ever is, isn't it, really? Fighting against the inner critic, not fighting it, but managing it. 1, 2, 3, 4, Nathan Jones says hi. I'm moving on. Hi, Nathan Jones. How are you? I hope you're okay. My name's Brad, if you don't know my name. Creep is saying, I'm going to teach you to be a real man, mate. You're not a real man. Right, wow. What's a real man to you is the question, Creep. Are you a real man? What makes someone a real man? I'm a puppy. Okay. And you're not a real man, bro. Do you think you're a real man is the question? It's interesting. You're a puppy. I'm 43. I'm not a puppy, mate. I wish I was, actually. It'd be great. I'd have like loads more years left. It'd be great. I'd love to be in an ideal world and go, right, I'm going to be 20 again, but with the mind I've got now. It'd be great. It'd be great. But that doesn't work that way, does it? Creep says, saying you're a flipping girl. Oh, we're going down the insult time. This is the example of, it's okay, by the way. I'm okay with this. It's all good. This is this is a troll. This is a frustrated individual. This is someone who's hiding behind a computer that's trying to put me down, trying to make me feel bad. This is part of life. These people exist. They're insecure. They need to find power by putting other people down. Creep, thank you for your example. You're giving a good example of a troll, which is brilliant. This falls in line with my channel really well. You're also helping my algorithm, which I appreciate, by the way. And people are going to put you down. People are going to say shit to you. People are going to try and hurt your feelings. They're going to try and make you feel bad. Just because people aren't going to punch down, they usually punch above. It's the light. It's the light that they're scared of. It's projection a lot of the time. Insecurity, etc., from others. And you've got to be able to deal with challenging people in life. You really do. And Creep, you're calling me names here. You're not saying very nice things to me. You don't know me. You're not face to face with me. You're hiding behind a computer or a phone, miles and miles away. But I really, it's okay. It's all good. You've got to be able to deal with these people in life. And Creep, I hope you work on yourself. I hope you start to love yourself more. I don't know if you will ever do that. Maybe, maybe not. That's on you. There's no one gets away with anything in life, mate. They don't. Good always wins in the end, mate. I'm at peace. I'm good. Anyway, carry on. So Amelia saying, shut up and stop being mean. I know, Amelia. Thank you, Amelia. That's very kind of you. Thanks for sticking up for me. I'm okay, though. Don't worry, Amelia. I can stick up for myself. Jonah says, oop. Creep's just carrying on. You're a girl, not man. And then repeating. So Amelia saying, do you draw? I think yes before. I don't draw. I doodle sometimes. Sorry, Amelia. Do you do that? I asked. You might have already answered. I'm going through the comments now. Are you? You sound like you. I'm assuming that you do that yourself, Amelia. And have you, Amelia? A question for you. Have you grown up around horses all your life, or did you? Is the question, or did you come into it a bit later into life? Creep saying, let's do a real fight. You don't want to fight me. You don't want to fight me. It's not. I'm not going to make it easy for you. I'm not going to make it easy for you. Did you get scared? Yes, I do feel fear sometimes, Creep, in life. But I don't let it overcome me. I need to be a man. I am a man. I'm a good man. I'm a strong man. I'm a well-rounded man. I'm an emotionally intelligent man, which maybe is a bit rare. You're a little puppy. You're not a big dog. Whatever. Stop acting like you're a man. It's all right, Amelia. You don't need to respond. It's all good. Shut up and stop being mean. Okay. Right. I'm going to carry on with the comments. Dawn says, hey, Creeper, thanks for helping support the channel. Maybe you need some therapy, though. That's some pretty bad projection there. Well, absolutely, Dawn. It's projection, isn't it? You're not. It's just that's cruelty is how a coward cries when they're not on their own. I love this saying. It's from the book Shantaram. If you ever read Shantaram, it's a really good book. It's full of. I read it years ago. I need to read it again. Shantaram it's a book of quotations, mate. It's such a good book. One of the best books I've ever read. It was a long time ago since I read it, but I never forget this comment. Cruelty is how a coward cries when they're not on their own. And that, therefore, in line with what Dawn's saying, it's bad projection. It's all good. And also, to see where you're at, it's good to have tests sometimes. So if someone says certain words to you, you're this, you're this, you're that, they're giving you insults. If any of those hurt, maybe that's something you need to work on in yourself. But if they don't hurt, if you're just like water off a duck's back, that means you're confident in that area. You're okay in that area, which is a strong place to be. Critic said I can't communicate with people. I'm communicating very well. That's great. Amelia says you. In relation to what's been going on. Thanks, Amelia. Thanks for contributing, Amelia. Thanks for being with us today, by the way. Thanks for spreading your positivity as well, Amelia, and others. Not everyone, but most. This is what you get in life, though. It's yin and yang, isn't it? The good and the bad. It's just life. Do you want to say I'm in Lincoln? How's life in Lincoln? I've never been to Lincoln before. Don't say no. Are you telling us about your inner critic? Very good point. That's your inner critic, Creep, isn't it? That's your inner critic. Is it? And it's just coming out, spilling out in your behavior. You don't know what to do with it. So you, instead of looking at within yourself, you're just projecting it onto others. That's what people do in life. That's a really, oh, thanks for that, Dawn. Thank you for Creep. Thanks to Creep as well. What can happen with your inner critic if you use it in a negative way is it's so bloody strong, it's so powerful, you hate yourself so badly, incessantly, constantly. All your thoughts are so negative and so bad, and you're just full of hate, you're full of fear, you're full of shit, basically. You're not in a good place. It's really, really dark, it's really sad. You don't know what to do with it. You don't dare look at it. It's Pandora's box on steroids, basically. And what some people do is they don't deal with it. They bury it and they'll project it onto others. And that's your inner critic, more of an extreme version. That's what can happen with the inner critic. That's when it's going to be bad for you. That's when it's not dealt with. That's when it's not acknowledged and it's left to run wild for years and years. It's going to fester. It's going to grow negatively, this inner critic, potentially. And then it's going to turn you into a bitter, unhappy person who's going to attack others. Therefore, let's go with a troll, just as an example. You become a troll. You're coming from a really low vibrational place there. It's a very low vibrational place to come from. It is not good. It's only good. You're going to harm yourself. No one's going to want to be around you. Everyone's going to be repelled by you. You don't get away with anything in life. You really don't. You might think you do. Maybe some of the time you get away with it. Maybe a few years you get away with bad behavior by being not a nice person. But in the long run, you're going to pay. That's my opinion. That's good or bad. Karma I'm on about. And then a lot of the time, Creep, you're going with kitten now, so you're changing kitten to puppy, whatever. Merely saying I draw. Wow, what kind of things do you draw? Can you talk about that if you don't mind, Amelia? I'm really inexperienced with art and drawing, but what kind of things do you draw? I bet it's very therapeutic, though. Very, that's how I'd see it. I think drawing or writing can be very therapeutic. A good way to regulate your emotions, potentially, if you want to use it that way. And Dawn says, don't worry, Amelia, this is great for Brad's algorithms. It is, it's really good. It's really, really good. And it fits in line with what I talk about, man. So it's really good. It's like a real life example. I'm using it in a positive way. Did you get scared of me, bro? Creep? No, mate. No. Really, what am I scared of? Some words that you're writing on there? No, really, just lay off. It's just the least scariest thing ever, Creep, man. It really is. It's like, what? Really? So Amelia said, same, I used to box, yeah. I used to spar with gypsies sometimes, sparring, and I got my ass kicked. I've had my ass kicked a few times. I used to do Kung Fu when I was, God, I don't really tell many people this, believe it or not. I used to do Kung Fu from the age of 8 to 15. I did Kung Fu, and I've done boxing, and I've not done it for a long time though, if I'm honest. But I used to enjoy it. I used to enjoy the conditioning, the training. I used to be really cut up. I'm still quite fit now, but then I was really cut up. Yeah, I still love training. I still do love training. And boxing gives you great conditioning. And I used to enjoy sparring as well. But it can be very dangerous, can't it, as well? Sometimes I'd spar and I'd have a massive headache because your brain, basically every time you get punched, your brain is bouncing up and down inside your skull. And that gives you the headache. So it can cause potentially, if you box for too long, it can cause brain damage, can't it? Gypsies love fighting as well. Gypsies love fighting. They absolutely love it. And I find a lot of people, some of them were professionals that I used to train with. They weren't like big time professionals. They were like low level professionals, let's say that. But they used to get, some of them were paid professionals, but you find a lot of them are really calm people. They weren't like aggressive or nasty. They were just really well-rounded people that I used to train with. At one point in my life, a long time ago, a sad story linked to that. I used to, sad, this story, sorry. I used to, my boxing trainer, he had a son who was a heavyweight boxer, he was professional, and he used to fight, obviously. And he went to a fight down in London, down south somewhere, I can't remember where. And they were driving back from the fight, and then they crashed into a lorry, and the dad died. The now boxing trainer died from a car accident with a collision with a lorry a long time ago. He was a really nice man as well, very, very good man. And his son was in the car with him as well. His heavyweight boxer son was in the car with him. Sad story, sorry. That's why I'm a little bit scared of lorries sometimes, if I'm honest. I'm always wary of lorries because they're so big and they're so dangerous, aren't they? So anyway, Amelia said she used to box as well. Good, it's a good thing. It's good to be able to defend yourself. It's good to just train. It's good for the conditioning. I think it's a good thing, but give you confidence as well. I think it's a good thing, done mindfully. I don't think I'd do it now. I just don't think I'd do it now. Creep's cracking on, whatever. Dawn says, I think Creep really stand up for his inner critic. Yeah, you need to stand up to your inner critic. I don't know if you're going to do that, Creep, though. I don't think you're there, man. You can't give a helping hand to a closed fist, as they say. Let me just down my coffee. You can't help everyone, can you? They're just not open to it. That's the sad reality of things. And that's the life that you live, and you stay stuck in a low vibrational state if you're bitter and twisted and projecting your own insecurities onto others. The price you're going to pay is you're just stuck like that for the rest of your life. It's yeah, it's sad, really, isn't it? Dawn sending you love, Creeper. That's very kind of you. Jonah saying, Creeper, let out your inner critic. Chris is saying, Bonehead. Hi, Chris. How are you? My name's Brad. Is it about my head? Well, yeah, it's a bald head. It's you can see my skull in a way. Yeah, I get it. Jonah saying, Chris, unless you're talking about Oasis, that's mean. It's okay. Thanks, Jonah. Thank you. It's all right. Loazi, I hope I'm saying your name right. You're saying hi. Hi, Loazi. How are you? Hope you're okay. Chris, my name's Brad, by the way, Chris. I wanted to see you at the reunion, of course, Oasis. I'd love to go and... I tried to get tickets for that, Chris, to watch Oasis live. Everyone was jumping on it because everyone was all over that last year. Was it? Oh, it's this year, wasn't it? Sorry. I couldn't get tickets for it, though. Chris is saying they were amazing. Would have been better with you in it, Bonehead. I can't play instruments, though, Chris. I'll go with a joke. Legend Dragonite. Hello, Legend Dragonite. Legend Dragonite saying Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. Thank you. Merry Christmas to you too, sir. Or ma'am. I don't know who. Sorry. Merry Christmas to you. So I don't know what your pronouns are or whatever, but hope 2026 is good to you. I hope it's good to you too. On that note, I'm going to go off to 2025. If you believe in these things, if you don't, that's fine. 2025 is the year of the snake. This year is a year of the snake. The snake, I'm speaking very vaguely here, is the sheds its skin, doesn't it? So it's kind of like getting ready. Snake year is getting ready for the horse year next year. So you're shedding your skin. You're getting rid of what's no longer needed, what's outdated, getting ready for the new beginnings of the next year. 2026 is a year of the fire horse, and the fire horse is, and it's linked to the number 1, which is like a masculine energy. Doesn't matter if you feel male or female, it's a masculine energy. Number 1 year, meaning that it's a time of rebirth, of new beginnings next year. So if you do, I believe in this somewhat, not completely, but somewhat. I think next year is a good year for getting things done, for new beginnings. It's optimistic. It's the horse is very active, isn't it, as an animal, linked to this Chinese astrology. Look it up online if you want to look at that. But the year of the fire horse is next year. I think it begins, Chinese New Year brings in like February or something, around there, or middle of January. Forgive me if I've got the dates wrong. But this year's been about shedding your skin. It's a number 9 year this year, which is just about, sorry, I'm going on a bit. Basically, you've got 9-year cycle. This is a number 9 year of the snake, let's say. And it's all about just getting rid of the old to make room for the new. Anyway, so yeah, Legend Dragonite. I hope I'm sending love and respect back to you, and I hope that your 2026 is really good for you too, and to anyone else. Jonah saying, "Heart, imagine being Creep. Imagine what that looks like. Imagine what it looks like." Yeah, I used to, yeah, I get it. Chris is saying, just a joke, mate. No worries, Chris, I get it. I know it's a joke. I get it. It's all right, mate. No worries. John has mentioned how imagine being Creek, which is the person that's been on here saying loads of things. Yeah, imagine being that. It's not a good place, mate. You're not coming from a place of strength, coming from a place of weakness with regards to that. Hiding, keyboard warrior, innit? Hiding behind a computer, mate. It's easy, innit? Just type some words and you just sit there. Jonah's laughing. Goofy Frogs. I like your name. Goofy Frogs, that's different. It says, hi, Goofy Frogs. How are you? The person with lots of friends says hello. Hello, the person with lots of friends. My name's Brad, by the way. Nice to meet you. Don saying Merry Christmas back to Legend. The person with lots of friends says G. Creep says, you're welcome, mate. All right, thanks. Chris is saying, calm down. It's all good. Goofy Frog says, hi. Jonah says, Creeper, get gone. Or just be nicer, man, if you can. Creeper is limited with vocabulary. Let's say, let's do a real fight. Well, how are you going to do that, mate? You wouldn't say anything to me in real life. Fight someone in your area if you really want to. Go to a boxing. Go boxing. Go boxing. If you want to fight closer to a real fight, maybe go there. Go and fight one of them in there. See what happens. Goofy Frog says, cool. Chris saying I'm bald myself. Yeah, yeah. So you can resonate with it. You know, what did you find, Chris? I used to be really insecure. In my 20s, I had like mousy blonde brown hair, believe it or not. I had blonde hair when I was young, and then it went brown. But then it started to recede really early, Chris. I don't know about yourself. And I was really insecure about it. And I was trying to like hold on to it the best I could, make the best of what I had, or lack of what I had. But then once I shaved it all off, I just thought, oh, I've got the right shaped head for it. And then I just felt better about it. It's like the problem had gone away. Creep saying, you're chatting too much, mate. Well, I've got a chat on here. It's a live vlog. I'm sat in a room on my own, Creeper, should I say. What, am I not meant to speak? I need to speak within this context, within this format that I'm using. YouTube Live, of course. Goofy Frog says, okay. Creepy just repeating himself. Chris is saying, I wanted to see you. What do you mean you wanted to see you? What do you mean? Creeper then says, if I see you on the street, yeah. Of course, mate. Of course, Creeper. Of course, that's going to happen. Jonah saying, work on yourself. Yeah, I wish the work, Jonah, do you know what? I think if more people did that in the world, if they worked on themselves, did more self-aware, I think the world would be a much better place. I think some people are becoming more aware and becoming more enlightened, and I think that's happening throughout the world with a lot of people, let's say, with some people, let's say, but there's a lot that aren't doing, Jonah. They're not working on themselves. They're just stuck in a low vibrational energy, which is not like a toxic ego kind of energy, if you know what I mean. And they're just not self-aware or moving forwards, and they're stuck. I hope more people work on themselves. That's partly what my channel's about as well. It's about raising the collective consciousness. Not perfectly, just done. That's why we're here, in my opinion. We're here to grow, we're here to develop ourselves. The school of life, let's say. It's not an easy school, but we're going to make the best of it. Goofy Frog saying Sigma. Oh, like Sigma male, yeah. That's the hierarchy, isn't it? Alpha, beta, delta, omega, sigma. It was research done from wolf packs, wasn't it? Yeah, if I was going to put myself in any of that logic, alpha, whatever, I would be sigma. Yeah, if I was going to put myself in that kind of logic, I think there's more to people than just that, in my opinion. I do my own thing, basically. I don't like to follow. I like to just lead my own life in my own way, if you know what I mean. Amelia's saying, bye, my tablet's going to die. No worries. Thank you, Amelia. I hope you have a really nice Christmas. Thank you for being with us today. Thanks for anyone that's liked and subscribed as well, guys. I really appreciate you all. Creeper's carrying on. Goofy Frogs is saying 67. That's trending, isn't it, Goofy Frogs? That means average, doesn't it? Correct me if I'm wrong. Jonah saying, get out your inner critic, mate. No, Jonah, sounds like you're pretty well, you're clued up, by the way, Jonah, from what I'm interpreting, with regards to what you're saying. Not everyone is going to achieve that, Jonah, unfortunately. Creeper's just banging out some loads of sixes. Chris is saying no meanness at all. Creeper's carrying on, projecting. Amelia's saying, yes, sorry, it took me a while, Amelia. Yes, I've grown up with horses. I think Dawn has as well. Very lucky, Amelia. Chris saying 67, I'm still stumped by, question mark. I'm not, Chris, I'm the same. It's trending. Everyone's going 67, 67. It's a trend thing. People do what other people do. I think 67 is like, correct me if I'm wrong, it means average. That's it. I think. If anyone knows any more about this 67 thing, please educate me with regards to it, because I don't really know either, Chris. A lot of people do it. It's just a trend. And it kind of means average. So they're therefore calling my thingy average, which is fine. I'm just turning up the best I can anyway. SYBAU Creeper, Jonah says. Chris says 69, more funny Gen X people. Yeah, it's more funny. that number that you just mentioned, Chris. Yeah, I get you. And Amelia says goodbye. I got to go. No worries. Enjoy your day, Amelia. It's been nice to have you on here. You seem like a really nice person, so I'm glad. Thank you for sharing some of your experiences. Chris saying, I need to read a book. ? Nope. Dawn says goodbye to Amelia. Jonah says, Dawn. Dawn then says, Jonah. Jonah wants to cook up Creeper. Jonah, really? Creeper's already cooked. Like as a troll, a true troll is already cooked, man. They're already cooked. They're done. I suppose sometimes it's just a bit of tension, isn't it? Chris is saying head like an overripe orange. Who's got a head like an overripe orange? Johnny says Lincoln. Donna says he's cooking himself, yeah. Completely frying yourself by being that inner critic that's within yourself that you've not dealt with. You're cooking yourself throughout your life, really. It's not a good place to be. Amelia says back. All right, welcome back, Amelia. Let's have you back. Jonathan says tanks were invented here, laws, politics, etc. Believe it or not. We have the first cathedral in Lincoln. Yeah. Wow, I didn't know that. I've never been to Lincoln. Sorry, I've never been. Chris is saying very smooth. What? My head? Is your head very smooth as well? Yeah. And it's got a castle as well in Lincoln. Lincoln Castle. I've never been. Sorry, I don't know much about Lincoln. Forgive me for it. But you're saying it's a very nice city. Maybe I'll visit it one day. I like going to places, new places sometimes. Chris is jelly. Kyle is saying 1v1 Xbox. Hi, Kyle. I don't have an Xbox, sorry, mate. Dawn's asking, where are you? Amelia's then saying, tanks were invented here and laws. Oops, sorry, you're against the laws, Creeper. Question, yeah. Jonah saying, Amelia, you're in Lincoln too. No, sorry, Jonah, I think that, sorry, I forgot the place now, Amelia, forgive me. Amelia's from Ireland. I forgot the place now, sorry. Amelia's just saying, I'm saying random stuff. Yeah, go for it. It's all good. Sarah Courtney. Hi, Sarah. How are you? Rangers FC. Glasgow Rangers, I'm assuming. Chris says, I'm coming from love. You're awesome. Oh, thanks, Chris. Sending love and respect back to you, man. Thank you. Respect to you too. Sarah's saying Rangers FC. Chris saying I love you. I'll send you some respect back. I'll give you a fist bump. Amelia's saying, what should I draw? I draw horse, dogs, cats, people, animals, sky. I draw planes. Cool. Like and subscribe, lovely people. Thanks, Dawn. Appreciate that. Pin that. Thank you. Thanks, Dawn. Amelia's saying, I already have. Thanks, Amelia. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Thanks for subscribing. Kristen says, you have one of the best shirts head I've ever seen behind Carl Pilkington. The Idiot's Guide to the whatever it's called. It was funny back in the day, that, wasn't it? It's a good few years ago now. He's quite a funny guy, actually, Carl Pilkington. Amelia says, what was that? Amelia says, hi. Amelia then says, sorry, I just done that to get it out of the way. So don't be sorry, Amelia. It's okay. Your dad drives lorries. Me too, Amelia. I drive volumetrics. Very specific, Dawn, isn't it? That. Amelia says, nice. What should I draw? Good question. I don't know. The skyline, maybe. Don't say politicians are just puppets. Absolutely. Most, I'd say, yes, they are. They are. They read from scripts. The scripts are not written by themselves. A lot of politicians, they are funded by the real owners of the world, let's say, whoever they are. I believe that too. A lot of them are, or maybe even all of them, are puppets. And we have an illusion of choice as well, Dawn, as I'm sure you're aware of. Oh, what colour do you want this year? Do you want the red or blue? Or that other colour, yellow? Which one do you want? Which political party do you want? You've got a choice, you know. It's like, no, you don't have a choice. You think you have a choice, the illusion of choice. So yes, they are puppets. I agree. Dawn said, I'd love to see your drawings, Amelia. Amelia, basically, I've basically got my email address is www.inspirationalambivert@outlook.com. If you look on my YouTube page, let's say, channel, you can see there's an email address. If you've got any paintings or drawings, you can send me the email and then I'll share it on the community post if you want me to. Only if you want me to, though. I thought that's the best I can do with that. I won't be able to do that straight away, Amelia, sorry. But as soon as I can, I'll do it. It might take me a day or so because I'm busy sometimes, but I could do that. Dawn's got making a good suggestion. Maybe you could make a video. Maybe you could. Amelia's saying, yay, horse year. Yeah, it's horse year next year, Chinese astrology. I think there's some truth in it. I'm not saying it's completely everything, but I think there's some truth in it. Numerology, Chinese astrology. I think there's some truth in that, and they can act as a guide in our lives. And it's a number 1 year next year, which is a year of new beginnings, mate. It really, really is. Linked to that, I've actually, I'm going for a job soon. I'm going to be I'm a nurse, I'm a scrub nurse. I work in a theatre, and someone's just been let go. One of the band 6s, which is a charge nurse, has been let go, band 6. So there's a band 6 job going. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to hopefully be a band 6. I'm going to go for it. There's no guarantee I'll get it, but I believe I'm ready for it. I've been going for 4 years now. I've been doing this for over 4 years, my job, and I believe that I'm ready to become a band 6. It's not going to be easy, but I'm going for it. And that's where that inner critic can come in. The inner critic can go, Brad, you're not ready for it. There's people better than you. And maybe there are people that are better than me. Maybe there's people that are more knowledgeable than me, but I still believe that I still have a lot of value and I could be a good leader, for example. Therefore, in line with that fucking next year, new beginnings, mate. This year has been a year of just getting through it, really. Reflecting, refining. This year, 2025, year of the snake. It's about shedding your skin, letting go of what you no longer need. What's holding you back. It's all about growth, isn't it? And some years you can take on the world, and some years you've got to just slow down a bit. But they're all part of the process anyway. Dawn saying woohoo, yeah. In line with Dawn, you said you're going to be. Forgive me, sorry, Dawn. I forgot exactly what you're doing, but you're doing a course related to horses, and it's very specific. I'm saying it very badly, but it's a new beginning, and it's in line with that horse year. So that's in alignment with how things are going to be for you in 2026. Dawn saying, yeah, you gave me some excitement about my course the other day. What a coincidence or not. Yeah. And do your own research. Look online. Your bios. Also, it can, if you want to go deeper into it, you find out what your Chinese astrology is, what animal you're linked to, whatever it is, and then go from there. Amelia's laughing. Amelia's asking what type of horse should she draw. Okay. Dawn said something majestic like a Frisian. Very specific there, Dawn. Will's product saying bold freak. Get on your knees for master. Okay. It's another one. It could it be the same person? Probably is. Anyway, bald. It's B-A-L-D. Wills, come on, mate. Come on. Yes, I've got a bald head. Of course. It's obvious, man. Dum-dum. Will says dum-dum. Yes, a very dumb sentence, Wills. Dum-dum. Is that the best you've got? Is that the best articulation that you can do? Back to school, Dawn says. Amelia says KK. Wills is intellectually superior. Of course you are. And he said it in capitals, so shouting there. Okay. Wills, it's the same person, isn't it? Of course. Bald freak. It's B-A-L-D, Wills. Please spell it right. You're the daddy. What are you the daddy of? Your own insecurities? Don't say yay. Leave the kids alone. Crazy. Braxton loves scores. How are you? Hello, Braxton. Hello. My name's Brad. Nice of you to join us. I hope you're okay. I'm just getting through the comments the best I can. Don't say, is that your inner critic, Wills? Of course. It's the inner critic spilling out in a cowardly manner, isn't it? It just has to, doesn't it? It's gone too far, Dawn, hasn't it? That is. Dawn's asking a good question. Hi, Braxton. What kind of cars do you love? Dodge, Pontiac, and Ford. Very specific there. Are you American, Braxton? I'm guessing. If I'm wrong, please correct me. Where are you from, by the way, Braxton? And why do you love those cars? Why do you like those cars? Dawn saying good taste. I've always had Fords and Subaru, Dawn saying. On the car front, I've always had, what have I had? I've had a Golf, I've had an Audi A3, and now I've got a VW Polo now. I've just stuck with the German cars. I'm just used to them. I've driven Fords in the past, etc., etc. I used to drive kids with learning disabilities in God, what's it called? In like a minibus. I used to drive minibuses as well. So I've driven a variety of cars, but I suppose I'm just stuck with, I just really like Volkswagen and Audi. Yep. I'm not saying they're the best cars, but for me they are. I find them to be reliable enough, in my opinion. And depends what kind of car you want. I just want something that's safe, that's reliable. I do admire really, really nice cars, but I just want something that gets me from A to B that's safe and reliable. Not that I'm a car expert, but I do appreciate the usefulness of them. They're very important. I'm Rick James. I'm Rick James thingy. That's a real, do you know I'm Rick James, bitch? Oh, that's off that comedian, isn't it? That's really funny. I've seen it online. I'm Rick James. I'm not going to read the other name out. Draw new eyebrows. These are my real eyebrows, mate. They just look drawn. This is the way they are. How are you? I'm Rick James. Who's that comedian that your name refers to? Please, can you? Chappelle, isn't it? Really funny. Dawn says, yeah. Dawn says, hey, Rick, you're a very aesthetically pleasing man. Can I have some beauty tips too? Yeah, you seem to be the expert on that. Millie says, okay. Braxton loves cars, says, I've got to go. Bye. Goodbye, Braxton. Good of you to join us. Hope you're okay. Enjoy your Christmas or enjoy your December, whichever way. Dawn saying, go for it, Brad. Yeah, I'm going to go for that job. I'm going for it. I know it might sound arrogant, but you know what? I'm thinking that's mine. I'm taking it. It's mine. That job's mine. If I don't get it, I don't get it. That's fine. I'm going to put my best foot forward. I'm going to chuck the kitchen sink at it. And I believe I'll be really good. I'm good with people. I'm going to look after people. I already do. I look after the people that I work with. And I'm just going to look after people. I'm going to support people. I'm going to be a good leader, a healthy leader, let's say. That's my intention. I'm going to go for it. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be very good at it. You've got to have the courage to be disliked though sometimes in life, because some people are not going to be happy that I'm going for it. Some people will believe that I'm not going to be good at it, but you've got to rise above that. Your own inner critic and other people's inner critic could be put onto me as well, but it's all good. Steve Banner saying, this is my favourite homosexual channel. Steve, are you into that kind of thing? Would you like that type of thing, is the question. Maybe you're in the wrong channel though. Find another one that's maybe linked to your preferences, let's say, Steve Banner. Don't say goodbye to Braxton. It really helps my algorithms. Thank you. Anyone, it really does. Even the trolls are good. Don saying, hey Steve, everyone is welcome here. Thanks for bringing diversity. Yeah. Each to their own, man. What kind of food do you like? What kind of preferences do you have with regards to whatever? You eat what you want to eat. Whatever. Rami Kokina. Hello, Rami. My inner critic telling me is to put bleach in vodka and give it to my pisshead criminal neighbours. Hello. That's funny. Sorry. Sorry, Rami, I'm laughing. You made me laugh. Thank you. Rami saying, only joking, of course. Bit of tomfoolery on a weekday. Put bleach in the vodka. Oh, that'd be harsh. Why do you, what are your neighbours like, Rami? Are they bad neighbours? I'm assuming they are by what you said. Don't say, oh man, I hear you. My neighbours drive me insane sometimes. God, hell is other people, Rami. Hell is other people, Dawn, isn't it? Sometimes it's hard, especially if they're next door neighbours. Frank Affer said, don't worry, man. I'm going bald too. It's okay. Yeah, absolutely. Forget the Rogaine. That's the whatever to grow your hair back. I've never used that. Just kick back with a mojito. Yeah, I like that. That's acceptance, isn't it? It's like, I'm going bald. It's okay. I'm chilling. I accept the way I look. I accept the way I am. I make the best of what I've got. Acceptance is, in a way, it's having some self-compassion, isn't it, Frank Affer? Some self-compassion towards yourself, which can help with that inner critic. Don't say, I'll have a mojito if you're making. Yes, please. Mojito, should I say? I'm saying it wrong. Rami's saying, mourning about some cretin commenting on your live. Just ignore them, obviously. LOL. Yeah, well, Rami, yes. Sometimes I like to read the comments, Rami. You're absolutely right. The best thing to do is ignore. Some things I do ignore. It keeps repeating itself. Ignore it, Rami. So you're absolutely correct with that. You're not feeding the narrative then, are you? Because they just want attention. But sometimes I use trolls as a good example for my channel of what not to be, of course. But you're right. A lot of the time is ignoring them is the fire just fizzles out very quickly if you ignore them. So Rami Kokina, you make a good point. Thanks for sharing, by the way. Thank you for anyone that's liked, and thank you for anyone that's subscribed. Sending some appreciation out there. Dawn saying, we talk a lot about narcissistic personality disorders, people that are toxic, basically, and these people bring great examples for Brad's topics. Yeah, they do. They do. And they're part of life. Trolls are part of life. People are going to try and bring you down. They're part of life. So they're a great example. Sherber. Hello, Sherber. I pray that if you don't know Jesus, you invite Jesus into your heart and turn from sin. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. No man goes to the Father except through the Son. So I'm assuming you're very religious, by the way, Sherber. I think religious teachers can be very, very good. And some of the I don't know, like the philosophies and parts of it are really good, and it can help as a guidance for people. Thank you for sending me love and respect, by the way. I think all the religions, in my opinion, point to the same thing, to source. I respect other people's religions and other people's beliefs, of course, though, as well. I like to use my own emotional compass with regards to that. I think you can still be a great person, even if you don't believe in religion. If you live a good life and you're a good person, You can be religious or not religious, in my opinion, anyway. But I like to respect other people's beliefs, of course. But thanks anyway. I really appreciate that. Dawn's saying, I do like a VW Brad, Volkswagen, just reliable. I like Subaru because they're pretty and go anywhere in the snow. Yeah. So I can always get to the horses. Very useful. I've never driven a Subaru, if I'm honest. Is it a Subaru Impreza? And there's other ones as well, isn't there? Dawn saying thank you to Sherber. Yeah, thank you. That's very nice of you to say. And I hope you have a really nice Christmas as well. I think Sherber on a let's think about society, Sherber. I think Christmas has lost its origin for a lot of people, not for all people, but for a lot of people, and it's become consumeristic a lot of the time. People have lost the way a little bit behind the true meaning of it. But thanks for sharing, thanks for sending the love, Sherber. Thank you for sending the respects. Thank you. I do believe in a higher power, although not religious. I'm the same, Dawn. I do believe in a higher power. Absolutely. I believe there's another side, and I do. Yeah, I do. And I don't know everything, of course, with regards to that. Maybe it's on my journey. Who knows? Who knows? Yeah. The school of life can be difficult. User is saying, sorry, just go user. Avatar Fire and Ash movie, watching, go. Is it a good user? Is that a good film? I don't know. Tell me. Let me know. Sabit Muhammad saying, we need to invade London. Why? What are you going to do there? Are you going to blow it up? What are you going to invade? Why are you invading? Why do you need to invade London? And how are you going to invade London? It's a question. Why do we need to invade London? What are you going to do there? Dawn saying, let's go. Dawn saying, yes, and Impreza. This is my third one. I got it right. I remember them being rally cars. Yeah, they were rally car. The Subaru Impreza was a rally car, wasn't it? Well, it's been modified into a rally car. I forgot who drove it. It was years ago, that. So it's your third one. You're sticking to what? Yeah, I'm the same. I stick to certain brands because I trust them, and it works for me. So yeah, one moment. Just going to drink my tea a moment. I've got to the end of the comments there, haven't I? Eventually, one moment, guys. Anyway, I'll keep going. Well, yeah, it's a rally car. Thought so. Is it McRae? Colin McRae, wasn't it? I think he died in a helicopter accident, didn't he? He was a really good rally driver, really famous rally driver. Remember the computer games when I was younger? That's how I remember that car. So I'm going to go with a personal story in a moment. So let's just go like that. 1, 3. So my inner critic, I'll talk about myself a little bit. It spills out. It always has done. It always will do. It says that and I should be fair. I always felt like I was behind in life. I still do sometimes. Or shoulda, woulda, coulda. Shoulda, woulda, fucking coulda. I should have done this. I could have done that. That can kind of come into your thinking with regards to your inner critic. Beat myself up a little bit sometimes. I think in the past as well, I've just like prevented myself from opportunities. I've thought, oh, those people over there will be better. Like I've got a band 6. There's a band 6 opportunity available. And there's going to be other people going for it in my department. And these other people, some of them have a lot of positive traits. They're really good. They're really knowledgeable. And some of them, I believe, they speak better than me sometimes, more technical, they're just naturally better at it than me, believe it or not, in some ways. And then my inner critic could easily take me down a road of, all these people are better than me. There's no point going for that band 6. Why do it? They're better than me. But you're missing out on opportunities. And then also another inner critic can think, oh, people won't like me as much. That can happen a lot. Peer pressure, or the imagined peer pressure. Or if I turn into a band 6, people think this about me, or they'll think that about me. So you have a fear of being dislikes in a way can kick in with that inner critic. And that could prevent me personally from not going for this job that's on offer. But I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it. Is there a guarantee I'll get it? No. I'm aware of that. Aware of that. And if someone else gets it, I'm not going to be upset with them. I'm going to be respectful. I'm going to just think, like to congratulate someone else on getting that job. But I do believe I'm going to get this job. I'm going to get it. That's me having some self-compassion instead of that inner critic. The inner critic's still there, though. Of course it is. Anyway, let me go back to the comments. Dawn saying, I was told once that if you don't stop and look back at your car when you park, it's not the car for you. I love looking at mine. You appreciate your car. Yeah, I do that too. I look at my car and think, oh, I like that. I love that car. That's my car. I love it. I do, yeah. I do that too. Yeah, if you've got a car and it's only lasted, you've only had it for 3 months and you don't even like looking back at it, it's not your car. Yeah, I get that, Dawn. I think emotionally immature parents deliberately hold their kids back so they get to feel superior. Wow. Yeah. They don't like you doing well, so they hold you back. They want to keep you in child mode kind of thing, Dawn, in relation to what you're saying. They don't want you to do well. They just, because it reminds them of their own shortcomings, so they hold you back. They try and keep you in that box. Some people will try and keep you in a box. Like, oh, you're no good, you're clumsy, you're rubbish. You can't do that. You can't go to university. You can't have your own business. You're not organised enough. I know what they put you in a box, basically. Some people will put you in a box. And that can happen with parenting, of course. They just want to feel superior on the back of your happiness. And you shouldn't allow that inner critic to take over too much. You've got one life. It's fucking short. Even if you make it to 80, it's not a long life. I know that would be deemed to be, it's not, sorry, I rephrase. If you get to 80 years old, you've done well. But life is not, it's quick. It goes fast. It goes fast. Tomorrow's not promised to anyone. So you need to go for things. If you've got something in your head and you're thinking it over and over, you're thinking, what if I did this? What if I did this? This is a good idea. You need to act. You need to try. You need to work towards it. There's a chance you might not achieve it. You might not, but you've got to try. You've got to try and don't give up. See it through till the end. Complete the course. Go for it. Don't let fear hold you back. Don't let that inner critic hold you back. Don't say I believe you will, Brad. I feels right now as well. Like in the past, if you'd have asked me this 2 years ago, I'd have gone, no, I'm not ready. And that's okay as well. I'd have gone, nah, I'm not going for band 6. 2 years ago, I wasn't experienced enough. And I don't know everything now. But I believe I'm going to be really good. I'm going to be really good. And I'm going to be, I think I'll outwork and outperform most of what's already there. Some people are lazy. Some people are not the nicest as well. And I think I'll just be a better version of them. I know it sounds arrogant. It's not, I'm being realistic. I'm bigging myself up here. But trying not to be an arrogant prick with it at the same time. It's getting that right balance, isn't it? Dawn's saying, I was taught to cook or clean or wash clothes, and my mum wanted to come and clean my house when I moved out. They want to maintain, yeah, it's holding on to that past, isn't it? Your mum wants to, they still want some control over it, don't they? They still want to be linked to that. And especially when you first move out, I get it. Dawn says, yeah, it comes around when you're ready. That's not arrogant. Thanks. No. When you're ready, it just feels right. It just feels right. It feels good. I feel like calm about it, relaxed about it, and kind of like sure about it. That's a good sign. Yeah. Anyway, I'll carry on. Let me just go to my notes a moment. So let me just think. So my inner critic often says that I should be further along by now. Yeah. And when that voice is loud, it's usually when I'm tired or comparing myself. Yeah. So when I'm tired, when I'm comparing myself, when I'm a bit stressed, when I'm not at my best, that inner critic really can feel more powerful. It can kick harder. Also, it's sometimes that inner critic is a sign that you care as well. So if you didn't care about something, it wouldn't even bother you. It wouldn't even come up in your mind, would it? Don't say you're aligning with it. Yeah, I feel like I'm aligning with it. I think a lot of the time as well, I work around a lot of egotistical people. I really do. Some of those egos are healthier than others or more toxic than others. And I think I've been underestimated and misunderstood a lot in my life, and people don't see me coming really until after the fact. And a lot of people where I work, they're always bitching, they're always moaning, they're always gossiping, and I just work hard. I'm just working hard all the time, working hard. I work really hard, and I'm trying to do the best I can all the time. And they're just bitching, moaning, yap, fucking yap, toxic as fuck, some people. And I'm just working graft, and they're just not looking at me, not seeing the real me, not understanding me. A lot of people don't really get to know me that well. They don't try to, which is fine. I could keep fucking working. But at the end of it, after years and years, they're stuck there. They're bitching and moaning. They're being toxic. I'm just working on myself quietly. And then eventually, success, isn't it? Success, basically, in your own way. Therefore, aligning with it. And there's going to be responsibilities with that, though. There's going to be a cost. Like being a band 6 mate, I tell you now, there's a cost. There's always a cost. There's a cost. Anyone that thinks it's going to be easy is mistaken. Nope. Anything that you do in life, some people are not going to understand it, and they're going to judge you for it. Like having your own business, Dawn, you going to do I forget the name of it, to do your course with regards to horses. That's the best I can say right now. But that course that you're doing, it's going to give you your own business. Some people might think, why are you doing that? That's weird. Why would you pay loads of money for books? Why would you pay thousands of pounds for a course? That's a waste of money. Some people would see it like that, and you don't want to listen to those people, of course. Thanks for equine bodywork. Thanks for correcting me, because I just completely forgot. Sorry. Sports massage. Yeah, that's it. Sports massage for horses. Is that particularly for race horses or for any horse? I suppose that's going to prevent injury as well, isn't it? Prevention. It's good for all horses. Race, yeah. Absolutely. The ones who have been leaving since they started 20 years ago. What do you mean by that? The ones who have been leaving since they started 20 years ago, Dawn, sorry. Yes, for all horses. So Dawn saying sometimes they do themselves a mischief in the field or carry themselves wrong. Yeah, put a foot wrong, basically, and then go over on their whatever. Injure themselves, of course. Or at work, there's always that person who's always leaving. What do you mean? Like they're always, oh yeah, they've been complaining and they're going to leave, they hate it, and they keep repeating themselves over and over again. Is that what you're trying to say, Dawn? Sorry if I'm misinterpreting what you're saying. Hi, Yorick. How are you? Are you okay? Exactly that. Yeah, I've interpreted it right. Thanks. Dawn says good morning to Yorick. Hi, Yorick. Hope you're okay. Yeah, they're just constantly stuck in a state of negativity. They never change it. They're complaining, and never solving the problem. I don't have much. I have sympathy for others, and if they complain to me, I will listen to them. But if they're not doing anything about it and they keep repeating it, I have a point where I think I'm not listening to this anymore, because you're not doing anything about it. So you're just basically using people as sounding boards. It's just low vibrational. You need to find a solution to your problems, basically, the best you can, or accept. It's like Dawn said, it's like beg me not to go. And another one, Dawn, there's someone who's just left recently. They've been managed. Basically, this band 6 position that's come about is because someone's been let go. This person was really good, really knowledgeable, very reliable, a bit silly, and this person's made done some stupid things. Let's say that they've done some stupid, inappropriate things, and they've been let go. And basically, the manager, the band 7, has pulled me to one side and gone, Brad, this is what's happened. This person's been let go. There's opportunity for you. Do you want it? And my manager said, this sounds mercenary, but we need that post to be filled. We need that post to be filled. We need someone doing that work. We need someone doing that job. So just meaning this other person that just been let go had loads of experience, was very reliable, very good, and snap, replaced. Being replaced straight away. They're looking for a replacement straight away. We're all replaceable. Simple as, that's how it goes. So please beg me not to go. It's like, we can replace you no time at all. And also the job market out there at the moment, it's harder to get jobs at the moment. It really is. And that goes in nursing as well, or theatres. Hard to get a job in the theatre now, in the area that I'm in. Very difficult. A lot harder than it used to be. So can moan and moan and moan. People think that they're irreplaceable, and that's not the truth. Anyway, don't say I'm not sure. I think if it works, go for it. Yeah, go for it. And don't say, which is why you never abandon yourself for a job. No, you shouldn't abandon yourself for a job. You are not your job. Your identity. It's good to be have an healthy ego towards your job, like have some like respect and think, you know what, I'm going to do my best. That's a good thing, but you're not your job. People think that their ego gets too tied to the job. They're a personality, their persona, and you're not your job. You're more than that. There's more to you than that. There's depth to you as a person, as a human. But you should never abandon yourself for a job either. No, no. It can end badly, can't it? Don't say we're just numbers. Well, yeah, we are. We really are. They can replace you, but you can replace them too, which is a positive. So we're all replaceable. We are. No matter how good you are, they might not replace you with someone as good as you, but they can still replace you. They can still get the job done with someone else. But you can replace them too. So it works both ways. What's a job? It just gives you an income, doesn't it? It gives you a purpose in a way. It can be a really good thing. It keeps you fit to an extent, keeps your work fit, keeps you strong. It gives you an income. It pays for your lifestyle, which is a good thing in a way. Anyway, don't become too drawn into that. People use cars as an extension of themselves too, don't they? Sometimes, if the ego is very strong, it's like, I'm my car. It's like, no, you're not your car. The car is just a thing, a tool that you have. And people their ego gets tied to things too much, too deeply. It's another topic in a way, but interesting. Don't say, oh my God, I say this often. Some people wouldn't have a personality if they didn't have the job or material things. Yeah. That's such a superficial way of thinking though, isn't it? They use the car as an extension to their body, which sounds crazy, but some people do. And they think they look really good in the car. No one gives a fuck. They really don't. Think about a Mercedes or an Audi, let's say an SUV. Let's go with an SUV. And these cars are like £600-700 per month for the payments, maybe more. They're nice cars. They look good. But how many of them are on the road? Loads. So a lot of time, people buy cars just to impress others. Some people buy cars just to impress people they don't know. And a lot of these cars aren't even that impressive, even though they're nice, don't get me wrong. Because loads of people have got them, they're common. So, and then what can happen as well is if you tie your ego to that, let's say my Audi, for example, I'm just saying an Audi, SUV, whatever car it is, I've lost my train of thought. I've tied my ego to this really nice car, but I'm paying through the nose for it. It's costing me £700 per month. I don't even own the car. I'm just paying for it to keep it going and just to keep your ego satisfied. And the reality is no one gives a fuck. They don't. They don't. Oh, you've got a nice car. Whoopie-doo. No one cares. Anyway, that's my opinion on that anyway. Cars are really good tools. They've got to be useful. It's good to love your car. It's good to, but be healthy about it. Don't tie your ego too much to material things. Care less about impressing people you don't know. Keeping up with the Joneses, isn't it? Suppose. Whoopie-doo. Dawn saying, my job makes me fat and weak. LOL, I've lost all my muscles. What is it? Because, 1 minute, sorry, Dawn, I'll just read. I'm a bit judgmental here. I'll lose respect instantly if someone has an electric vehicle. Well, they're full of COVID jabs. Yeah. Some, yeah, jabbed up to the nines, basically. Some will be. I don't have an electric vehicle. Joe in Croatia, Dawn, in Croatia, there's no fucking electric vehicles, mate. There might be one or two somewhere. There's none of that bullshit. The Croatians are like, no. We're no bueno. We're not doing that shit. And also they're very anti-COVID jabs as well in Croatia, big time. Trust me. It's not documented this, but trust me, they're doing their own thing. And a lot of them, I know it's not saying smoking's a good thing. A lot of them are just smoking away. It's a big smoking culture in Croatia too. A bit of a fuck you, we're doing our own thing kind of vibe, which I respect. I'm not saying that all those things are healthy, but they definitely don't have bloody electrical vehicles there. I don't either. I don't want that electric vehicle thing, personally. Maybe people don't agree with that, but that's fine. Each their own. So, sorry, Dawn, is that true then? Is it sedentary lifestyle that you have with regards to driving? So you're not moving around as much? You'd like to... I suppose looking after horses is active though, isn't it? You're going to be using your muscles when you're on the horse, etc. Or horse riding, glutes, thighs, etc. Core, when you're when you're horse riding. Amongst other things, mucking out is going to require some physical activity, I suppose. Yorick saying, I don't want a car. Fair enough. You prefer a caravan or a motorhome, somewhere I can chill on my own sometimes without booking hotels. Yes, you can travel more then, Yorick, can't you? Go for it. Work towards that, maybe, if that's what you want. And go to places in the UK, like Scotland, etc., without needing to book a hotel. That's the beauty of caravans. That's the beauty of motorhomes. Yorick, absolutely. That's why people do it. Dawn saying, yeah, the cars look great over there. Dawn saying, wow, I'm moving to Croatia. Yeah, that's the good things about Croatia. Some of the good points about Croatia. Dawn says, we have a caravan, Yorick. You're very lucky, Dawn, to have the caravan. I think you've been on holiday. Yeah, I remember a long time ago, a while ago, should I say, where you said, you mentioned that, about you being in your caravan and being on holiday. And Dawn saying she loves it. Absolutely. Very good thing to have. And it's got a bath, it's got a kitchen, bathroom, a toilet, and a bed. It's got everything that you need. Dawn saying, yeah, just sitting for 12 hours makes me weak. I remember years and years ago, I used to work in Accrington. I don't even heard of Accrington. It's not great. But anyway, I used to work there and I used to work in a call centre. And I didn't drive at the time. I was in my early 20s. And I get the bus from where I lived in Darwin. It'd take an hour and a half. I was sat on the bus. I'd then I'd walk around the corner to the call centre in Accrington. I'd then sit in a chair all day, Dawn. I wouldn't move. And then I'd get on the bus back home. So I sat down all the time, and I didn't do me good physically. I'm an active person, and it wasn't right for me, that kind of work personally. So yeah, that's what can, sitting down too much, not good. I suppose truck drivers or vehicle drivers, let's say, can suffer from that, and that can make you weak. It's getting the right balance, I suppose. Dawn's then saying, my horses live in the field and I have a poo picking machine that I tow around the field. So that the machine does the work for you. Dirty work though, isn't it? Hard work, I bet, as well. Dawn's saying, I do have to pick poo up by hand, but my older pony, because he shares a field with someone else's horse, because she had more grass to keep the weight on him. Yorick's then saying, I saw a guy on a live stream who lives in his car. He was cooking in it while... Living in a car must not be comfortable. No, absolutely not. There's people, have you seen anything, people that live in like Los Angeles or San Francisco? I've seen some things that people live in the car and they work as well. It's like working class poor kind of people. I feel sorry for them. And they can't afford an apartment or a house and they just live in a car. Some people live in motorhomes, don't they, as well, which is probably better than living in a car because you've got the amenities there, the kitchen, toilet and shower, etc. But it must be hard living in a car. Oh, absolutely. And then working as well must be really difficult. It's much smaller than a caravan. Yeah. It's doable, but it's not comfortable, that. If I was going to live in a car, not that I want to at all, I would, do what I'd do, I'd get a gym subscription, so a 24-hour gym, and then they've got showers there, and I'd be showering there. That's how I'd do that. Dawn's then saying, we went camping in my old Mondeo estate and had a camping stove and cooked in on the bonnet. Fat splatting up the windscreen, that's not good. Oh, no. That's grim, Dawn. No, that's not good. Not practical, doesn't sound very practical. Dawn saying, I know someone who lives in a van and has a gym subscription for that reason. Yeah. And you've got the lockers there as well, so you can put some of your things away in the locker. You can shower. You can work out if you want to. You can maybe sit in the lounge area if they've got it during the day instead of sitting in your car. Gym subscriptions, that's a good use of a gym subscription if you're in that situation. That's what I'd do. Yep, smart, really practical, isn't it? And it's probably not that expensive to have a gym subscription. Sometimes it's £30 a month, or sometimes less, depending on where you go. So anyway, I'll carry on the best I can. So self-compassion is kind of, self-compassion goes against that inner critic. It combats that inner critic a little bit. It softens it. It's not letting yourself off the hook, though, having some self-compassion. It's stopping the self-attack so you can actually breathe. It's like, yeah, rephrasing things a little bit, not being so harsh with your inner critic, changing the terminologies in your mind. I'm not saying replace the inner critic forever, though. Let it be. Let it do its thing. Let it be useful to you. Utilize it the best you can. Just soften the volume a little bit if it's too harsh, if it gets away with you. And to begin with, it's just acknowledging it, that it's there, isn't it? Dawn's then saying, I'm trying to swim in the morning on my days off, but you hate the gym. I get it. The gym's not for everybody. And if you don't enjoy it, that's fine, isn't it? If you enjoy the swimming, yeah, you were swimming before, weren't you, in the mornings? That's hard, though, isn't it, in the mornings, I suppose. You do what works for you, of course. I love being active. I love being active. I wish I could do it more. Anyway. So, let me move on. So if you can type, one moment, sorry. I'm just writing the time start down here. One moment, sip of water. If you can type one kind of sentence that you can say to yourself today, if nothing new comes in, you can borrow some of these. So, I'm doing the best I can with what I have. I have, should I say. I'm doing the best with what, instead of beating yourself up, I'm doing the best I can with what I have. I find this often when I do this. Some lives are better than others from my own perspective. And I have so much time to prepare. I have so much energy. And I have so much time. And then I do the best I can. I put it all together and then I turn up. I'm doing the best I can in this moment, as imperfect as that is. Sometimes when you go to the gym or you go swimming, sometimes you think, sometimes you can smash it, sometimes you can't. You're human, it's okay. Your best is different every day. I'm allowed to move at my own pace. That helps with this inner critic. I'm allowed to move at my own pace. I'm racing against myself. I'm competing against myself. When I feel ready, I'm going to go for it. When I don't feel ready, I'm not going to go for it. That's absolutely fine. And the mistakes, you don't make mistakes, the mistakes make you. You don't make mistakes, the mistakes make you. So you're going to make mistakes, but this doesn't define me. I fucked up today, I've dropped the ball, I've messed up. You're going to mess up. This does not define you. It might feel like it's horrendous, it might feel like it's bad, it might feel like you've messed up, but it's not the whole you. That could be in relation to your job, can't it? You mess up, you make a mistake at work. It doesn't define who I am. It's not, don't base your self-worth on your job completely. Base your self-worth on other things about the person that you are, is what I'm trying to say. So, anyway, sip of water, doing the best I can. I like that saying, I'm doing the best I fucking can. It's okay. I want you, I'll carry on talking. I'm referring to my notes a little bit here. If all you do today is notice that voice in your head, if you notice it, catch it. Sometimes it's after the fact. Analyze it. That's all you need to do sometimes. It's just catching yourself going, oh, shit. Yeah. I wasn't the best with myself there. I could be better. My self-talk wasn't great there. You might not even need to change it. Just acknowledge it. Be aware of it. That's a big thing. Awareness, isn't it? Aware that your thoughts are running around in your head. That's a big, big step. A lot of people don't even do that. They just don't. You don't need to defeat your inner critic, though. You don't need to beat it. You don't need to shout at it. You don't need to be angry at it, because then you're adding angst and anger into it, aren't you? You just need to stop letting it run your life. Ruin your life. You've got to stop it. You don't want it to run your life. You don't want it to ruin your life. You don't want it to ruin your opportunities. And that's pretty much all I've got to say. So I hope this has helped some people, just remind some people maybe. It's helping me to remind myself, really, isn't it? Thank you for anyone that's liked and subscribed, by the way. I really appreciate you all. And just take care of yourselves. Be kind to yourselves. Speak kindly to yourself more if you can. And now I'm going to go to community chat for a little while. Community-led chat, if that goes anywhere. There we go. I think I'm going to call it a day, actually. Dawn, yes. No, don't be sorry, don't be silly. I am finishing, really. I'm just leaving that there for now. See where the chat goes, Dawn. If it goes anywhere at all, it's fine. I'm going to call it a day anyway. I'll be live tomorrow at 10 o'clock in the morning. I've not even thought of a topic yet. If you've got any, I need to think of it. I need to plan that at some point today. Thanks, Brad. Have a good weekend. You have a good weekend too, Dawn. Don't be sorry, by the way. I thought you were finishing. I'm coming towards the end now. I'm just going to see where the chat goes for a little while, and then if it goes somewhere, I'll keep going, and if not, I'll call it a day. I'm going to carry on talking, of course. Basically, I fucking had a hard week last week, mate. I'm telling you now. Someone passed away in my job. She was a really nice person. I think I might have said this before. She had a hip replacement. She was in her 50s. She'd been there for a long time. She was a very kind, warm person. I remember this person when I was a student, nurse. And sorry, I'll go back to the comments. Yeah, this person passed away. And she had a hip replaced. She had a bad hip, so a hip, whatever. She had it replaced. It was the operation was successful. However, it kind of like, I think it kind of triggered something with a cardiovascular system, let's say, with her heart and her heart valves, let's say that, say very basically. Basically, she had a heart attack a few weeks after the hip replacement. She got brought to hospital, of course. She ended up in Blackpool, which is a cardiac specialist. They specialise in cardiac issues, let's say that, at Blackpool Hospital. And she ended up there, and then she had a stent put in place, okay? A stent just to basically keep the valves open, heart valves open, to keep the blood flowing, to prevent the heart attacks. And they put the stent in the wrong fucking way around, Dawn. They put the stent in the wrong way around. I don't know exactly how that works because I didn't look into it. They made a mistake. Not good. But she didn't know this. She had the operation done, and then a few months later or whatever, she had another issue, and she went into hospital last week. She went into A&E. She had another heart attack, and then the day later she died. She passed away. This is really, really sad. Is it medical negligence there? Yeah, they fucked up, man. You're putting something in the wrong way. I don't know exactly how. Doesn't matter. I don't know how that messed things up. I need to look into it. I've not bothered looking into it, if I'm honest. But I do know they put the stent in the wrong fucking way, and then she's passed away, which is really sad. There's a lot of heart attacks at the minute, yeah. And anyway, that's sad in itself. So the appointment's a little bit down, isn't it? There's been a lot of people on sick. There's a lot of people that are arguing and infighting between groups. It's really toxic at the moment. And basically, and a lot of people have gone off sick, and then it leaves all the pressure to the rest of us that are there. So I've been in doing lists that I'm not fully experienced with, which is difficult. Trust me, it's fucking difficult. And I've been working my ass off, and it's been hard. You're carrying when people don't turn in and come in sick, they turn up sick, it's left to the rest of us. And when you're in a theatre, the specialities within specialities, thinking not everyone can do hips and knees. There's only a few people that can do it. It's hard. It's fucking hard, from my opinion anyway, and not everybody does it. So when you've got key people gone that are the best at it, they're off the table, the rest of us got to fill the gaps in. And it's been very, very, very difficult. And I've been also dealing with challenging people as well. I also got stabbed in the arm, the same week. Someone had a suture, or the surgeon had a fucking suture. So imagine you got, imagine some scissors, and basically you've got a suture, which is like a half moon curve. That's the needle. And they meant to lock it in place and give it you back, and they fucking didn't. And they stabbed me in the arm. I thought, absolute fucking idiot stabbed me in the arm, which wasn't that painful, but it's a pain in the ass. Anyway, a lot of things happened. Very, very stressful, very, very tiring. You've got the emotional undercurrents of someone passing away. We didn't even get to blink. We had to carry on that day. They told us that our colleague had passed away, who's a really nice, kind person, by the way, who was a nice, kind person. And then everyone just carries on as well under stressful conditions. It's already stressful, and it was a hard week last week. So anyway. So yeah, difficult week, basically. I'll go to the comments a moment. Dawn said, I'm definitely going to stream Scrappy opening his Christmas presents at Christmas. Do it. That's a really... people love dogs. People love Christmas, Dawn. That's a good idea, by the way. Go for it. Let people know what time it's going on. If I can catch it, I will do, Dawn. But go for it. You're creating something there. It's good. Go for it. Don't say no, oh my God, sorry, Brad. Yeah, it was one of them. It's shit. And guess what, Dawn? I've been there for 4 years. I've known 4 people pass away. 4 of my colleagues that I've worked with, there's been 4 pass away in the last 4 years. Every single year, someone passing away there. And none of them are old. They're all in like 50s and bit heavy, but there you go. It's shit. Anyway, don't say there's a lot of heart attacks at the minute. Don't say we had 2 strokes and a heart attack in a week at work. 2 died. Shit. It's awful. Yeah. I'm sorry. It's awful. It's awful. Don't say, and you don't get paid anymore for taking on extra jobs. No, don't. No, you don't. And then you're working your ass off, and then something a little bit goes wrong. And we lost an instrument as well. I was doing hips, and it was revision hips, and I don't do hips. I've not had a chance to learn it, especially revision. A revision is when they go back in to do the hip. And it requires lots of extra instruments. And I was running, basically. I wasn't scrubbed, but I was running. So that can be difficult because they go, if anything goes wrong or anything, you need to know where to get things. And I didn't know because I don't do it that much. I'm not experienced with that. I'm not the strongest with that. And anyway, long story short is the patient, the operation was a success. It was completed safely and correctly. However, one of the instruments was thrown away in the bin by accident by the person at the table, and we lost an instrument basically. And then they're just bringing you in. Why has this happened? Why has that happened? It's like, oh my God, I'm all really stressed out. We've made a mistake. At least the patient's not harmed, which is a good thing. But it's just adds to the stress. Anyway, you don't get any more for extra jobs. No, you don't. And sometimes you can be the victim of your own success because you're adaptable and you're reliable and you're hardworking. They use you because you're the best that's there. Caddy escalating, Dr. Evil because of the bald head. Is that Mike Myers, isn't it? I forgot the name of the film, Caddy. I remember it. It was funny, actually. Mike Myers was funny, wasn't he, back in the day? Don't say what the fuck. Was it sterile? No, it wasn't. It was at the end of the operation when I got fucking stabbed. So I had to bleed it out. And I had to have my bloods taken. The patient had their bloods taken. Luckily, they didn't have Hep B or anything, but I do get jabs and everything, boosters. I haven't got anything, which is good. There's a risk though, Sharp's injury or occupational hazard. It was a big mistake from the surgeon. The surgeon was a bit clumsy, if I'm honest. He shouldn't be doing that. It's human error though, mistake. He was really apologetic and kind about it, so I was okay with it. The hard thing was doing the documentation and the paperwork on the computer, and it was a pain in the ass getting my bloods taken. That was the worst bit. Santa spent a fortune. What for Scrappy? Lucky Scrappy. You always suspect the jabs. It's always this time of year. Yeah, it is. I remember working with someone, and his brother-in-law worked in the morgues, which is undertaker basically, a mortuary basically. And he said the best time of year for that kind of work is winter. Linked to that. Yeah, your job doesn't have much room for error. No, it doesn't. And it's a perfect storm as well sometimes. What happened as well is we are linked to Preston and Chorley are part of the same trust. Preston is a lot bigger than Chorley. Preston's where all the emergencies are. And we already had depleted staff members. We didn't have the staff was already running on fumes, man. And then Preston had 3 people calling sick on the same day from trauma. And only certain people can do trauma. And they took our most experienced people in relation to the hips, let's say, to Preston. So we lost all our fucking staff, man. We were struggling. So it compounds all the stress, basically. However, I think, what's they saying? A calm sea never makes a good sailor, does it? A calm sea never makes a good sailor. You need sometimes these challenges, if you come through it, it can bring out the best in you and you learn from it. You learn. Tough times make strong people, mate. That's the way of looking at it as well. So if you get through it, it can make you better. It can make or break you, basically. Don't say it's not even cold this year, so they can't blame winter itself. It's not true winter at the moment. It's actually still in autumn, aren't we, officially? I think, just about. Officially, let's say, with the calendar. Just coming towards of autumn, aren't we? I think winter starts on, is it 21st? Winter solstice is the beginning of winter, I think. It could be linked to jabs. It could be linked to vaccines. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. fucking flu vaccine. I've been asked so many times. Listen to this shit. They're going, oh, Brad, do you want your flu vaccine? And go, no, I said, no, I've got a really good immune system, thanks. I like my immune system. It's really good, thanks. That's what I say. And then they look at me like I'm weird. Like, no, I don't want your shit. And especially when you went to the NHS, they really push it. I remember one day they were doing vaccines. It was about a month ago. And they went, oh, they're doing the vaccines today. They're in the canteen. And I told my colleague, and his eyes lit up. He went, I'm going now. I went, what are you doing? He went, I'm going to get my vaccine. He was really like excited about getting his vaccine. I said, you can have mine, mate, if you want. Have mine. I don't want it. Some people, for right or for wrong, jump on it, thinking, I don't want that. I don't need that. I'm not saying all vaccines are bad. If you look at the big picture, some vaccines can be good, but I think there's some question marks with regards to some vaccines. That's what I've got to say. And I believe that your immune system and your diet are the best medicine if you do it properly. So Dawn saying, yeah, I agree this time. The tough jobs teach you the most. Yeah. Can you weather the storm? That's a true test of who you are. Can you get through this shit? How strong? Do you think you're strong? Well, we're going to test you. We're going to test you. Life will test you. You think you're really strong, do you? You think you're really good, do you? Well, do this shit then. That's where the real work is. With regards to the interview that I'll be having, the downside is I've got the character all day long, man. I can fucking do it. The problem is, with regards to the NHS, they get this wrong a lot, by the way. They get it right sometimes, don't get me wrong, but they get it wrong. Fucking hell. They ask certain questions, you scored points on the interview, right? Bum, 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 bum. They're not looking at your character, though. They're missing a big chunk. They're thinking about your experience and how you can verbalise these questions and answers that they're asking. These questions that they're asking you, they're just judging you on that, on this part, but they don't look at your character. So what happens is, some people who've got the gift of the gab, they interview beautifully, poetically, perfectly. They get the fucking job, but the character's shit. They're lazy. They're unreliable. They're just not good people. And then they end up in these leadership positions and they just ruin teams. And that happens a lot in the NHS, by the way. They get it wrong a lot. I've seen it. So the interview process is on. I suppose you can only do so much with that time. Anyway, I'm going on a bit, aren't I? X before YZ. You say Megamind. It's off that film, Megamind. The bald guy. Okay. Dawn's then saying, hi, X before Y. How are you? Dawn's saying, as if injecting chemicals causes health. We have big billboards here, and there's a big billboard here in Chorley, big billboard, whatever, advertisement. And what is it? It's not Aldi. It's not David Beckham. It's fucking get your flu jab. It's like, we really need you to have this flu jab. We're doing it for your health. We're doing it to help you. Come and get your jab. They're really trying to push it. Don't say sometimes I'm absolutely shitting myself, but I always feel good after. What do you mean in relation to what? Sorry, Dawn, I've lost my train of thought. Sorry if I've lost you there. Why are you shitting yourself, but you always feel good after? I'm sorry, I've lost my train of thought. Shetty, I'm going to call you Shetty. Sorry, I can't. Shetty, how are you? How are you back? Hello, how are you? My name's Brad, by the way. Your eyes is very beautiful. Thanks. Thank you. You haven't had a vaccine since high school. Oh, at work. Sorry, right. Sorry, yeah, I've got you back. I've got you now, Dawn. Getting sent up in a tiny narrow truck. Oh, I bet that's stressful, man. Driving a massive truck up a narrow road, especially if it's on an incline as well. And very, very difficult. That's difficult. Yeah, stressful. But it makes you better, doesn't it? I'm going quiet for a moment. You've had some squeaky bum cheek moments, yeah. Yeah. What happens with me when it gets really hard, when things get really difficult, I just like I have like my adrenaline kicks in and I just get sharper. I get zoomed in. I don't know what it is. I think I do a little bit of stress. I think I just step up. I level up. But if things are really easy, I just imagine things are really calm and there's loads of people, staff, and it's really easy. I switch off a bit. I think, we're chilling. I just chill. I think there's loads of people in here. We're all good. But when it gets really difficult, I step up. It brings out the best in me sometimes. Not that I always enjoy that, but anyway. I'm going to call it a day, guys. I've been going for 2 hours. I'll be back live again tomorrow at 10 in the morning, because I usually do the Sundays, of course. I hope you have a really nice Christmas. One second, let me read the comment. The worst ever was up Pitlow Cherry. I was sweeping the road for a bike race and it went up the hills through the woods. It was so narrow, cyclists couldn't pass me. Wow. Yeah, because your vehicle will take up the whole road. Those country roads are difficult to drive in a car, never mind a big vehicle like that you drive. I forgot what it's called, sorry, but they're not easy at all. I'm going to call it a day, guys. Thank you for your time. If you're free, join me tomorrow at 10 in the morning. I'll announce it on my channel about what I'm going to be discussing. I've not decided yet. If you need to email me, you can do it on www.inspirationalambivert@outlook.com. Thank you for anyone that's liked. Thank you for anyone that's subscribed. I hope you have a really nice Christmas, or even if you don't celebrate it, I hope you have a nice rest of the year. And hopefully I'll see something tomorrow. So I'll see you tomorrow, Dawn. Thank you. Thank you for joining in. Thanks for your time. And just remember, I'll remind myself of this as well. Remember to keep speaking more kindly of yourself. Remember that. You sent a couple of emails, Dawn. When was that? When was that? I don't know if I got them recently. When was the last time you sent it? Sorry, I don't know. I'll have to have a look. I've not seen any from you for a while, if I'm honest, for a good while. Maybe since November. You can't remember. I'll have to have a look into it, Dawn. I'll have a look into it. Sorry if I've missed them. Before Carnival, it must have been a good few weeks ago. Right, I'll have a look. Sorry if I've not responded. If I've missed it, I'm sorry. I'll have a look. I'm going to go anyway. So I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you. Thanks for your time. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy the rest of the year. Make the best of this time as best you can. Thank you and goodbye.